Hello, this video is about meal prepping 101. So this is really for beginners when it comes to meal prep. So I'm really excited that you are here tonight, and the goal of this short video is I'm going to talk to you about the basics of meal planning. So really how to get started. If you have questions at any time, feel free to always contact me. You can go to my website, morethenmerrier.com, or you can visit my Wildtree page at mywildtree.com/morethenmerrier. So really, what is meal planning? You hear those buzzwords all the time. A lot of people are doing it. It's really in right now. But meal planning is just simply the process by which you organize your meals that you'll cook for the upcoming week. You see probably some people out there on Pinterest that are huge meal planners and that they do the whole month at a time. And they do one grocery shopping trip. That doesn't have to be you. Okay, let's take baby steps. So we're going to start out just looking at a week. And we're just going to focus on dinners for this video. So, but why meal plan, you ask? Okay, number one, it saves time. We are busier more than ever. I have 4 kids. I'm constantly running around. I just do not have time to worry about dinner every single night, but I know I need to feed them. So same thing, I know a lot of you work late or you're just starting careers. You might have a new baby or small children at home, or maybe you have teenagers that are just plowing through your house with all your food. Okay, this will save you time. 2, it helps you save money. Okay, on average, the average American home, okay, throws away about 40% of what they purchase in food waste. So if you meal plan, you will have less food waste. Also, less stress. Okay. I can't tell you how many times babies crying on the floor, dumping markers everywhere, and I'm just trying to figure out what am I going to make. If I plan ahead of time, I feel prepared. Also, with saving money is that you save on average about 40 to 80% of your income when you don't eat out on a regular basis. On average, you save about $2,500 per year by eating at home versus eating out. So it's just simply investing a small amount of time up front to prep. I usually do it on Sundays. And then you can make those prepped meals accordingly. They can be more simpler, healthier, and also less stressful. So I want to debunk some myths when it comes to meal planning. Number one I always hear is, as a millennial or Gen Y, I'm too young to meal plan. Okay, that meal plan is just for people with quote unquote families. And that is not true. You are just as busy as someone with kids. It's just a different kind of busy. Okay, so no matter what age you are, you should probably start learning those skills about meal planning, because not only is it more budget friendly, but then if you decide to start a family or you get busier, you'll already have those skills in place. So it's better to take control of your food situation easily now in life, and learn those skills. So meal planning is for everyone because everyone needs to eat. The second one sometimes I hear is, I don't have time to plan my meals. Okay. The reality is that you do have time. We have time for everything. It's just about where we put our priorities. I want you to think about this. With your current busy schedule, think about how much time you allow for you to either 1, wait in line for takeout, 2, wait in line sitting through a drive-through, or I know I'm guilty of 2, waiting to go get coffee, or sitting for an hour plus in a restaurant for food being made for me. Okay, or even if I'm not planning, I tend to stop and go to the grocery store on a daily basis. And so that is a lot of time of your day versus if you plan a little bit, you can do it just on one day, and usually it's a lot of time. Or let's be honest, how long we sit on our phones through social media. If we prioritize, we can really put our needs for meals ahead of other things. The next one I tend to hear is, I don't know how to cook. Well, that is what is great about Wildtree is, I remember everyone is a beginner at some point when it comes to cooking. So as you start making recipes, I want you to think about functional cooking, which means it doesn't have to be gourmet meals like you see on these TV shows or on these bloggers. It could be just simple proteins paired with a veggie and a carb combo. So really a meat, a vegetable, and some noodles or potatoes or rice. That's why I love Wild Tree, because you can take those staples and really kick up the flavor. So it can make any meal taste good. You don't have to have experience with it. The next thing I want to talk to you about is really, how do you begin? So first thing is, I suggest you grab a pen and paper or on your computer, whatever you like, and I want you to first assess your food preferences. So think about, do you have food allergies that you have to worry about? My family, I have to worry about dairy and soy. I have to be very careful. Do you have picky eaters that maybe will not touch something? Or maybe do you just hate pickles? Okay, just kidding. I know I hate pickles. I won't eat anything with them, but my kids love them. So think about, what are your food preferences? This is why most meal plan services and subscription boxes end up failing, because they don't make adjustments to your personal preferences and what you need for you and your family. So the second thing is that once you figure out your preferences, okay, what to avoid and what you need, I want you to organize your week. So think about, what do you have going on? Is there certain nights that you tend to work late? Or is there activities? So any like sports or lessons or clubs you go to or your kids go to? So for me, for example, Monday nights are soccer, okay? Or do you have plans to go out? So like I said, we're just going to focus on a week at a time for the beginning. So I have an example there for you. You can see I plugged in Monday night. I have soccer at 6 p.m. So I have to make sure that when my kids get home, I have dinner a little earlier for you. For them to eat. Then I have open Tuesday. Wednesday, get off work a little late because there tends to be a meeting or something. And then Saturday, a dinner date with my husband. So I plan to go out. So that really leaves me with 2 nights that I need to have a quicker meal, 1 night off, and then 4 nights to fill in. So I kind of know what I am looking for. So once you figure out your week, you want to then place in your recipes. So there are really 3 different ways I look at it. Usually for those busy nights, I use quick recipes. So those would be recipes that are ready in like 20 minutes or ready to go when I get home. So I think of skillet meals, okay, or crock pot meals, because I can put that in the morning. They'll cook all day and they'll be ready to go when I get home. I maybe just have to make rice or some kind of side to go with it, which is really nice. So I tend to put those in on the days I'm most busy. So if you see like soccer game night, I put slow cooker chipotle lime chicken. Also work late here on Wednesdays, so I do a lasagna Wild Tree skillet meal that I pair with some green beans, ready within 20 minutes. It just makes it easy. Then I look at my week and I look what is already in my freezer. What have I either already prepped before, or what can I buy in bulk and make? And so usually I pick about 1 to 2, maybe 3 freezer meals. So when I say freezer meals, these could be from the Freezer Meal Workshop kits. It could also be pre-marinated meat, which I will talk about in this series, what the naked protein recipe is. It could be one of those. It could be soups, or what I call dump meals, which is meals ready to go frozen in the bag. You just dump it in the crock pot. And so I use that for like the shrimp scampi here, my garlic and herb pork chops I had prepared in the freezer. So, and even ranch burgers I had already seasoned and froze that meat. So those are 3 different meals that I had ready to go in my freezer, or I could make fresh as well. And then you fill in any gaps with pantry staples, meaning, those tacos, spaghetti nights. Usually Tuesdays we have tacos, so Taco Tuesdays is a really great option. So really think about first, once again, assess what your food preferences are, what do you need, then look at how busy your week is, where do you need to fill in quick meals, when can you make a fresh meal, and when you have to pull out a freezer meal. The third thing I want to talk about, keep in mind, is that when you pick your recipes, try to pick recipes with similar protein. This will save you money because you can buy the family size and then divide it up into freezer bags and pre-portion those out. So, or you can either, sometimes let's say I'm making a pan of lasagna, I might make 2 pans of lasagna, 1 for now and also 1 I stick in the freezer for later. So it's the same ingredients, but I divide it up into 2 meals. So you can see here, let's say we have our beef tacos on Tuesday. Then we also need ground beef on our lasagna skillet meat on Wednesday, and also ranch burgers on Sunday. So that is probably about 3 pounds of meat I need. Well, I can buy 3 pounds of meat, either a bigger chunk of it, or I know if I'm looking for sales, those are great recipes for ground beef. Same with chicken. Here's 2 things that I need for chicken. So that's a great way. I could buy 1 family pack and split it into 2 for 2 meals. The final thing I want to talk to you guys about for this beginner video is different tips and tricks when it comes to meal planning. So make sure when you look at any recipes, first plan around what you already have in the fridge or your freezer. That way you use up what you've already invested in. You don't have to purchase more if you don't need to. The second thing is make sure you label everything. Label the date, label what it is. If you put in the freezer, label it. There is nothing worse than opening up your freezer and all you see is a bunch of bags of mystery meat. You have no idea what it is. So make sure you label it. And I even suggest maybe even putting simple instructions on it. So then that way when you pull it out, you remember what you need to do. Also, keep a visible calendar on your fridge or a weekly menu somewhere in your kitchen. There are a lot of cute ideas you can find on Pinterest that just has a simple, what are you eating this week? That will keep you on task. That will help you remember. And also too, for like remembering what not to eat because I'm saving it for a meal that week. Also, have a running list for freezer meals on your fridge or on the side of your fridge. That way when you pre-prep meals, you can just place it on the side and cross it off as you use it, and that way you remember what meals are still in your freezer. If you do a Wild Tree freezer meal kit, which we'll talk about in a different video, you will get one of those lists to put on the fridge for you, so that's a really nice option. Also, try buying in bulk. Okay, and then prep ahead some of that stuff. So let's say shrimp is on sale. Okay, maybe I will buy a bunch of shrimp and I'll make a bunch of shrimp freezer meals and I'll put them in there. So then that way throughout the month or the next month I can pull those out and I have it. And it's cheaper because I bought it in bulk and it went on sale. So keep sales in mind and bulk pricing in mind as well. Also remember, just keep it simple to start. Okay, you could always make a bigger meal in the beginning of the week, eat on it for lunches. Breakfast, try to find your maybe 3 main go-tos. Okay, just keep it really simple when you start out. Don't get overwhelmed. You will learn as you go. So this is a great start to looking at meal planning. If you need more help to get started, I'd love to help you. I offer one-on-one meal plan consultations. We can do it via Skype, email, or in person if you're local. You can contact me anytime. I love helping people get back to the table. So once again, my name is Sarah Merrier. You can go to morethanmerrier.com for recipe ideas or Wild Tree specific recipes on www.mywildtree.com/morethanmerrier. So thank you. I look forward to talking with you soon.